myth often, we're certainly exposed to often in golf, is the idea that as you move in transition, this idea of kind of rotational separation kind of between the kind of pelvis and rib cage. So anatomically, it's more the separation between the lumbar spine and pelvis relative to the upper thorax. So really, how well do we separate above and below the diaphragm, which is hopefully shown nicely by my kind of foot joint top, my zip here, is how much I'm actually separating between and above the diaphragm. It's more lumbar spine, pelvis relative to the upper thorax. More accurately, what happens is the concept, it's one of lateral rotation separation. So as you move in down, there's also a lateral stretch that is happening between my lumbar spine, my pelvis, and my upper thorax as it rotates. So again, it's not just a rotational separation as often observed in some examples, it's a lateral rotational separation, not pelvis and rib cage, but more so the lumbar spine and the pelvis relative to the upper thorax. So that lateral glide of that pelvis is actually producing that lovely kind of myofascial stretch, that lovely elasticity through the whole system, but it's also happening alongside rotation. Typically what often can happen is there's a dominance in one of those movements. It's often too much of a lateral separation relative to the rotation, and or vice versa. So again, this idea that kind of new myths replace old myths, if we tell a lie enough times, eventually it will become the truth. So realistically, what often happens is it's more that lateral rotational separation, but less so pelvis thorax, more so lumbar spine pelvis relative to the upper thorax. Coarsely speaking, how well we can separate in and around and above the diaphragm.